Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. This is The Last Snake in Ireland by a story about St. Patrick, written by Sheila MacGill-Callahan and illustrated by Will Hillenbrand, who visited our school a couple of years ago. And he actually autographed this. I had to get this from my church since I couldn't get into school. Isn't that cool? He drew a picture of the snake. There's St. Patrick in Ireland. All these snakes were in Ireland until St. Patrick came along. And look at these funny pictures. See if you can find the snakes in those. Sort of like Little Miss Muffet. Instead of a spider, down came a snake. And then the well. And look over here. That's an old outhouse. Isn't that silly? And there they are ringing the bell, but the bell pull is really a snake. That's St. Patrick at his church. Everyone knows that Patrick sent the snakes. Let me turn this a little bit. Gonna get a little better view, everybody. There we go. Everyone knows that Patrick sent the snakes out of Ireland, but they were so naughty. Folks were sick and tired of having them around. He tried for years to make them behave, but they just laughed at him. And then he found a gang of them teasing his old lame dog Finbar, and he lost his temper. Patrick went up a cliff overlooking the ocean and rang a snake call on his magic bell. Snakes slithered in from Kerry. They oozed up from Cork. From every corner of the Green Isle, they answered his summons. When all the snakes were gathered, he led them to the edge of the cliffs, swinging his bell around his head, ringing it louder and louder until the trees shivered and the mountains sighed. One by one, snakes crawled down into the sea. Some became eels, some became sea serpents, and some swam all the way to the land that we call America to move in with their cousins. Patrick was very pleased with himself. I was thinking of a hot, tasty bit in the seat of the fire. We heard a hissy kind of laughter. Twined around a bush in a grassy hollow was the biggest, oldest, sneakiest snake in all of Ireland. Why aren't you off with the others? Asked Patrick. I didn't want to go. That ocean is a nasty, cold-sweat place for an old gentleman like me. So I just stuffed some leaves into my ears so I couldn't hear your bell. I like it here at home. Patrick knew it would do no good to ring his bell again. He used up all his things. Won't you be lonely? The snake gave Patrick a spoonful kiss and slid away. Whenever Patrick went out, the snake was waiting. If he walked in the forest, Snake leaned down from a branch to tap him on his head. When he talked with his friends in the evening, Snake looked in at the window. He sat in the doorway with a mug of the buttermilk. Snake oozed up Patrick's wig. Patrick even found him on the quilt in his bed. Patrick thought, and thought that what thing to do. It wouldn't be sporting if a miserable creature no had to go. Finally came up with a plan. He made a box of rare wood and lined it with wool. On the lid, he carved the snake's picture, painted as red as the red hound of Ulster. He fitted each side of the box with an iron bolt, so it would slide home when the lid closed. Then he waited for the summer, and on the first chilly day of autumn, Patrick made his way to the snake's den by Loch Finn. Now, loch, boys and girls, is the word for lake in Ireland. The snake was not happy to see Patrick. He really didn't like him very much. He showed his fangs. What do you want? Don't you know it's time for me to sleep into spring? He hissed. I've been thinking about that, said Patrick, and I'm worried about you all alone in that cold hole with the snow falling down and the ice filling your front back doors. Just to show you there's no hard feelings, I've made you a fine warm house where you can lie snug all winter. You have to think about tomorrow. But my own house, said the snake grumpily. He was very sleepy. As far as I'm concerned, tomorrow is April 1st, because that's when I plan to be. There's no call for you to be so touchy. I'll just leave your fine new house here by the edge of the loch, in case you want to look it over. If there's one thing I was sure of, it was that snakes are very curious creatures. They left the box on the shore and hid behind a bush. It wasn't long before the snake's head popped out of the hole. He looked all around, but he was sure Patrick was nowhere around. He went to inspect the box. My, he muttered. For sure, that's the handsomest box ever made in Ireland. He wanted it more than anything he had ever seen. But he didn't trust the four iron bolts. Maybe, he thought, I could pull the box deep into my hole so no one can lock it while I'm inside. First, I'd better make sure that it fits. He crawled in the fine wool cushion, and he fitted exactly. He was so comfortable that he would have gone to sleep then and there. Patrick hadn't popped out from behind the bush. How do you like your new house? Wait, I'm undone, thought the snake. Quick as a wink, he swelled himself up until he was spilling over the sides. See, it's much too small, but it was a kindly thought, and I thank you. Now, crooned Patrick, who was standing over the box. I'm sure that if you pull yourself in a little, you'll find it a fine fit. Like lightning, he moved to slam the lid. The snake was even faster. He erupted in a fire and made for the hills. Patrick rushing after, carrying the box and roaring up his lungs. The snake slithered up one side and down the other of the Blue Stack Mountains. With the strength of his anger upon him, Patrick pushed the mountains open. From the long glen hunting, you can see it this day, and lay in wait on the other side. He paused. The snake passed him too quickly. Plunged it off the burn. At the same time, they flashed through the glens of Antrim, and pulled away, and at last they were halted by the sea. I've got you now, my sly one, Patrick crooned as he lowered the box, hoping the snake would come in. And the snake was about ready. He up when an eagle swooped down and caught him in her talons. Help! 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 He yelled, Patrick, help! Now it's true. Patrick wanted to get rid of the snake. But this was not the way. It was now. It was his snake, and he wanted to treat his victory. He jumped into a coracle, a small boat, pitched on the shore, laid the box aside, and paddled after the bird. She had to go to the Isle of Mull and up the Firth of Lorne until she came to her parish of Loch Ness. The hungriest eagles in all of Scotland waited for their dinner. The eagle was brave. The eagle was clever. But she was no match for Patrick. With one jump, he leaped his coracle to the nest and threw her over his head. Her beak fell open. His legs fell into the open box below. The lid snapped shut, and the boat slid into. Patrick jumped down over the boat. Up to the board. Let me out! Let me out! The snake cried. Let me out and back to Ireland. I promise I'll be good. And so I will. Patrick crooned as he righted the coracle for its homeward journey. But you'll have to wait till tomorrow. Years later, when he was much closer to being a real saint, Patrick, didn't worry about how the snake was doing, made the journey back to the banks of Loch Ness. I'm here, he shouted at the top of his lungs. Tomorrow has finally come. There was a troubling of the water. The surface was broken by huge red coils. Patrick jumped back in alarm. The fish the size of a house loomed over him, its forked tongue flickering in and out. It was his old enemy, the snake. So, he hissed, it's tomorrow, is it? You came. Patrick lost his courage, but I'm here. It is tomorrow, and you don't seem to have done too badly. Small thanks to you. As soon as I hit you, I start to grow, and I never stop. There's good magic for snakes in this loch. Your puny box broke to pieces with pressure. He grinned. I like you. They call me the Loch Ness Monster. And let me share with you an author's note now. Snakes and reptiles are not native to Ireland. That means they have never lived there. The poor creatures didn't make it across the land bridge from England before the sea rose and divided the two islands at the end of the last ice age. However the story started, it is the one thing that everybody knows about Ireland's patron saint. This was first published in the 12th century at the Irish College in Rome. The Loch Ness Monster doesn't have that long of a history. In 1933, a motorist driving by the loch reported seeing a strange creature in the water. Subsequent sightings were claimed of a snake-like creature about 30 feet in length with flippers. Investigations have never proved or disproved the creature's existence, but the passage of more than 50 years has been sufficient to build a substantial legend. Both loch and loch mean lake, but the first is used in Ireland and the latter in Scotland. Thanks for joining me, and happy St. Patrick's Day.